Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to Siralim Ultimate. This episode we've got a boss fight coming up. It's gonna be tough, but I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm in a good mood. I just got done working out for the day and I've still got that wonderful, that wonderful post-workout feeling, that brief, 20-30 minutes when you just feel great, you feel like you can do anything in the world, and I'm just riding that wave right now. And I know it's only a matter of time before we fight this boss, die 8 times in a row, and then it all comes crashing down. But at least for now, I'm feeling pretty good. So, as usual, we'll start out by going to a proper realm. By a proper realm, I mean continuing with our progression, our orderly progression through the realms in alphabetical order. So, hang on, let me just... had my jacket on my chair and it was a bit too noisy. Had that kind of fabric where it... you know what I mean. It makes a certain noise when you brush up against it, and that was really bothering me, so I had to move it. Anyway, enough about that. We have a pretty good item bonus. I don't even think I re-rolled it. It might have just started out like this. I'm not going to keep this, though, because the confused debuff is really bad. And even though it's not a permanent debuff, starting the fight confused, especially boss fights where even the animators will be confused, that can really ruin a lot of things, especially if your animators accidentally casts Corpse Explosion on the wrong side. So we're not gonna keep that. We'll re-roll again. We'll once again obviously get something that's above 300. Again, this one, extra traits, is not really something you want on a boss fight. Just because it makes it impossible to prepare for, and every once in a while you'll have a situation that's just unwinnable. Casting additional times, attacking, end of turn attack, dodge chance, and less attack damage for us. These are all pretty bad things, but and you know what, let's try once again. Okay, this one I think we can kind of deal with. We've got some damage debuffs on us, but the rest of the traits that I can see, gem sealed after casting could be bad, but we might be able to make this work. So we'll start out. We did Cutthroat Jungle last episode. This episode we'll start out doing Damarel, and as luck would have it, one of the realm properties is inhabited by construct race, and constructs... oh, sorry. Constructs are different. I was thinking of clockwork. Never mind. So the enemies we'll be fighting will be different from the regular native enemies. So we'll see how this goes. This could be interesting. Once again, I think we have an enemy there at the top. Let's start out by speaking to the god that presides over this realm. That is, of course, Alexandria, Alexandria, the god of falsity, who says, "Welcome to my realm, peasant. Please make yourself at home." I mean, I guess it's kind of polite. I don't know how I feel about being called a peasant, but nonetheless, let's make a donation. By the way, I haven't pointed this out, but all of the gods will, the thing you donate to them will be different depending on which god it is. It's split between the different basic resources, but it usually doesn't matter which resource it is. You should just donate automatically. it's only in the very, 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 very early game that you might be so low on some resource that you're saving it for something else. But eventually, you'll just want to donate whenever you get the chance. So yeah, of course I'm gonna give up 100 grand. Like, we've got millions of every resource at this point, so of course we're gonna donate. The only time I won't donate is literally if I've forgotten to do it, which does sometimes happen. Sometimes happen. Right. This donation, your realm will grow stronger. We're far away from the next favor rank, but maybe we can do something. Okay, we've gotten into our first combat. So our animatus has once again attacked before its turn. Why has that happened? Why has that happened? I genuinely don't know. It must be one of your... It's not our... It's not reinvigoration, obviously. It's... Okay, leeching, amending, repelling... Agile? Could it be animated weapon? Is that like a hidden thing that it does? I don't think it's Bloodseeker. By the way, the music in this realm is great. A lot of the realms have fantastic tracks. This one's definitely one of the ones that I like. I mean, this is the kind of music that I like, kind of like fast-paced, slightly melancholy kind of music. That's just the kind of thing that I'm into. Yeah, I don't have an answer for you. 200, closing in on 250 hours in this game. I don't have any sort of clue as to why my animatus attacked. All I know is that somehow, sometimes, you will get extra attacks. Anyway, let's just punch you in the face. That should end this combat. It seems like constructs are not that difficult for us to fight. Ooh. Oh yes, we get a attack bonus from interacting with scrap. That is actually a... Ooh, what's your deal, dude? This time we do go first. Let's see. Oh, that was a big, big hit. This should be the end of them for sure. Although some of them seem a lot tankier than others. They are fused with what sort of enemy? Okay, so that is doing no damage to you. Our duelist should finish you off though, yes. There we go. Okay, we gotta be slightly careful. This should give us some buffs. A rebirth is fantastic, that's amazing. And we've got a nice item find bonus, so let's make the most of it. Ooh, we've got some nemesis creatures bearing down upon us. And let's take things a little bit seriously. I'm not going to just skip your turn. I will do things the proper way. I never, well, I looked through it, but I never fully acknowledged all of these realm properties, so the ones that we didn't see would be the ones at the second half of the list. They have Unstable Horror as a minion, they copy our spell gems, they are warded, they're fused, and of course there's the nether boss. Like the main things to worry about there are, like, what does it mean that they have unstable horror? What does it mean that we're warded? So unstable horror is a minion. What does this do? The minion's master has 5% more stats for each unstable horror it attacks. And if it defends or provokes, it deals damage equal to... It's a pretty complicated minion, but it doesn't seem like it's having that much of an impact on combat. I think what will have a bigger impact is warded, because creatures with warded cannot lose stats. We don't have a stat reduction build, but if we did, then that would be a counter to that. I mean, the build that I'm basing my build on does have stat reduction as a part of it. I've opted out of the stat reduction in favor of extra attacks. So if you were running the build that I actually have linked in the description, like to the letter, and not the weird, mutated, modified version that I'm running, then that would be relevant to you. Okay. So one thing in this realm is you'll find batteries lying on the ground, and by inserting them into these things, and once you've interacted with them, they become transparent and you can walk through them. They just give you a good amount of loot. So you want to do all of them. It's a zero risk situation. The only risk would be just getting the battery and then getting back to those things to put the battery in, which might involve combat along the way, but these will never spawn combat. There are 3 more enemies. There's also a master. We would, of course, like to beat the master. We'd like to explore the realm, see if there are any rare encounters that spawned anywhere on this map. Oh, you're invisible? But you're not. And that was a really big hit, so you're all dead. Let's get agile and mending. We already had mending. Agile is fine. That's just a random civilian that will give you treasure when you interact with them. They will each have a different line that they say every time. This is Dr. Well, I mean, if you rearrange the letters slightly, it obviously reads Chaos Lord, but the way it's written is probably Chow Slord, Cow Slord, like, not sure how you would pronounce that, but this person is telling us that this realm is rife with valuable treasure. By the time he returns to his kingdom, he'll be rich, and in fact is so happy with what he's found that he'd like to share. Or she, I don't know what the gender is. I don't know if this is like a medical, like a physician, or if this person just has a PhD, why they're a doctor, hard to say. But nonetheless, they're being generous, so that's nice. And we get a good amount of loot. No rare items though, but you know, they will come in time. Let's pick up all of these things, these materials that we need to set up our last remaining guilds, and let's fight this really annoying enemy. Protected is annoying because enemies cannot take damage that exceeds more than 25% of their maximum health. This is one of those properties that is more annoying than it is challenging, because all it does is it prolongs fights that you should win instantly. Instead, you have to land several extra hits. Very rarely, I guess, depending on what the monsters are, it could result in like an interesting, challenging fight. But usually all it does is it, yeah, see. Normally we would be taking them down in one hit, instead it took extra hits. This is another reason why I've opted for the multi-hit instead of the stat reduction. It makes boss fights harder, but it makes fights against trash mobs much quicker, especially when they have really annoying properties like that. This is probably our master, yes. We'll talk to you in a bit. Before we do, I want to make sure I collect all... Oh, okay, having some unusual frame rate issues, but they seem to have resolved themselves, at least for now. This is another battery. I believe this realm will have 3 batteries and 3 receptacles to put them in. We found 2 of them. 1 more awaits. There's also going to be 1 more enemy that's running around somewhere. Oh, hey, another skin. I believe this is going to be another one that only one of the god spawn types can equip. By the way, I think this is our 2nd skin that we found. Let's take a look at what it looks like. This is Hellfire. So, indeed, god spawn type creature. And this one, I have to say, looks... A lot of these skins look really cool. This one, yeah, I definitely like that one a lot. You might be wondering, okay, how many skins are there in the game? The answer is a lot. I know there's an achievement for finding skins. It should be a character achievement. It's called Skin Collector. No, maybe... an item achievement? Where is it? Surely not... castles? Castle achievement, maybe? No, where is the skin collector achievement? Where, okay, where would it be? Recently earned... Okay, let's see. Don't want to spend too much time on this, but I... So when did we get... this is bothering me. Where is the list for... But, like, this is one issue. Like, there's so many achievements in this game. But we can... Well, it will be in the total list, right? Skin collector. A lot of them start with the... and then there's the Slayer of various... Okay, here we go. Oh, where did... Oh, no. Oh, I went to the wrong thing. This menu is so finicky, but let's not accidentally... See if I press up or down, it'll take me to a different achievement menu, and then I'll lose where I am on this. Okay, now let's not accidentally press up or down. So if we look towards the middle, the bottom middle of this page, we'll see the Skin Collector set of achievements. We've found, well, we found 2 on camera. Previously I had, I guess, 90. And this line of achievements goes all the way up to 200, but no doubt there are many more skins to find in this game than simply the 200 that you need for getting that achievement maxed out. One other thing I'll mention about achievements, but I'll have to wait until after this combat, is achievements aren't simply just a badge of, like a badge of honor, you know, bragging rights. They do have a gameplay, an impact on the gameplay, and it's to your advantage to get as many achievements as you can get. If we look at our character, and if we look, our fortune bonus is 80%. No, sorry. We have to go to achievements. There's it, where it'll show us. it shows us how many achievement points we have. Each individual achievement will give you 1 achievement point out of the 5,079 total. And below that, it shows you your piety bonus, which is basically your achievement points divided by 10. The piety bonus is basically a multiplier that goes on whenever you find any source of piety. So the main sources would be the Rune of Prophecies, the Goblet of Trials, and completing realms. But you only get piety if you're doing the highest realm that's available to you. Okay, this is our final machine for the battery. It begins to hum vibrantly, spits out a bag of treasure. Fantastic. Okay. Now these clocks that we can interact with, they can do a few different things. Aid me against the foes in your realm will give you a buff, but we are maxed out on buffs. Wealth beyond my imagination, that's very misleading. All it does, it gives you a trivial amount of some resource. You're much better off taking option 3, which will give you a bit of favor with the god, much more valuable than either of the other two. But we're not going to interact with them yet, because I don't really want to get into optional combats before I've done the other things that I need to do. The only things left to do, though, are fight the Master and attempt to fight the like the actual, I was going to say mini boss, but no, it's a mega boss. It's the nether boss. We'll start out fighting Divis, the Raven Master, and each master will have a bit of a blurb, which usually gives you a hint as to what you can expect in that fight. So master fights will be focused on one particular race, utilizing the synergies of that race. And saying any party that relies heavily on spellcasters should consider adding a few ravens to the mix. These well-rounded sorcerers will make your spells even more powerful, allowing you to lay waste to your enemies. Let's have a duel so I can show you. Please do show me. 2 of you are going first, and you have started strongly, killing one of our people. But we did have a rebirth, so that helped us quite a bit. I'm gonna try and do it like this. Okay. Okay, this is getting a little bit frightening. Our people are coming back, but they're coming back at the bottom of the timeline. What sort of... You've got huge amounts of health. This is really upsetting. We do less indirect damage, so I think we should just try and hit you. And I'm gonna try and hit one of the people towards the top. We can't hit this guy because he's invisible. Let's try and hit this Raven Acolyte. They have unstable horror. We need to deal with that eventually too, but let's see if we can do something. Okay, I had a feeling we'd be able to do some good damage. And is this going to be a full party wipe? Maybe, depending on what happens with these last few corpse explosions. Yep, there we go. Job well done. Our Raven Mastery is now 3, so we're slightly better in any encounters that involve ravens, either against them or ravens in our party. Better all around. Okay, next thing is let's do these are the mini boss fights. Let's do both of the mini boss fights. In case we lose to the nether boss, then at least we'll have looted the chests, which are a pretty good source of loot. So again, these guys are pretty tough, but I'm going to bet that we are tougher. I'm gonna punch the guy who's gonna go next, and hopefully just wipe everyone. Looks like they're having a bad time. Sturdy Gargantuan probably is going to survive until he gets his turn. Let's... because he defers 90% of the damage that he would have taken until he gets to go. Sometimes you can kill him just by piling on ludicrous amounts of damage. Usually, just wait for him to have his turn, and then he will die. Okay. Ooh, hey, another nether stone. Low level one. But one thing you can do with nether stones is that you can destroy the ones you're not using to get a bit of extra piety, which I will do probably on camera at some point, and I'm waiting. I don't want to do it right now because my suspicion, excuse me, knocked my headphones out. What I was gonna say as I put them back in is my suspicion is that the amount of piety you get from destroying nether stones will go up as your piety multiplier improves. So I'm holding on to them. Like, I don't need to get more piety just yet, so might as well hold on to them until I really need like some specific relic leveled up. And then in the meantime I'll be getting achievements, building up my piety bonus. So that just seems like the way to do it, at least to me. Now this, by the way, I haven't been reading these, but each nether boss, each mini boss when you fight them will just trash talk you. They'll say something like, "Oh hey, you, I'm gonna totally beat you," and then, you know, you kill them. So I'll read this one, I guess. I fought worse than you, been killed by worse than you too. Either way, I'll have forgotten you within the hour. I guess that one was interesting because it was kind of acknowledging that he does occasionally lose. Like, he's been killed by worse than me, and kind of saying that even if you kill me, it's not gonna bother me too much. Interesting philosophy to have. Oh no, what sort of garbage is this? There's a... okay. I didn't mean to cast Star Pact. My, my finger slipped. I wanted to cast Arbitration. I guess it doesn't really matter, because you're gonna go, and then our duelist should... oh no. Well, you ended up doing some pretty... ooh, you nearly finished it. If we can just get one kill, then Corpse Explosions will finish the rest of them. Barely. But now the chain reaction is in full swing. They attempted to do some resurrection garbage, but it didn't do anything for them. Okay. Next. Might as well do these optional combats. Get a bit of favor with the god. Cast Reincarnation the manual way, because we don't have Arcane and I don't want to waste spell charges. I'll use the charges in the nether boss fight. And this is also an optional fight, these little piles of gears. And I'll read out this text. It says, as you approach the seemingly harmless pile of cogs, they begin to emit a horrible grinding sound, and as if by magic, they begin to congeal and connect, forming a frightening war machine right before your eyes, which, of course, attacks. These are the clockwork enemies, which I'm not sure if we've seen yet. So once again, Reincarnation will cast it the slow way, and hopefully end this with one punch. The other 4 punches are just an insurance policy in case the enemy just somehow has really high dodge chance, and 100 favor is a good amount. So once again, same dialogue, same move order, and one would assume the same result, but let's see what happens. Once again, let's just punch. Another big hit. Should be the end of these. Yep. Another 100 favor. Another thing briefly flashed on the screen, but it was an emblem. Usually if that happens, I think it'll be an emblem. Okay, now let's do this again. Another assortment of enemies to destroy. These guys might be a little bit tough. But let's attack this harpy. Let's see. Oh no, they're all gone. What is that white gonna do? Well, there was an attempt to resurrect their way back into contention, but we shut that down. I love that trait, by the way. The what is it called? Because this is one of my favorite ones. Final breath. I think the corrupted phoenix has this after an enemy is resurrected. 75% chance to be killed again. It just makes encounters so much quicker because there are so many enemies who will annoy you by just resurrecting one more time than you expected them to, and then the whole fight takes one extra turn. This just puts a stop to that 75% of the time, but still, that's pretty good if you ask me. Right, we'll punch this salamander. Big hit should mean that these guys are finished. Okay. Another 50 favor. And let's get some more. Once again, let's do it that way. Using our ethereal spell gems so as to not waste our charges, which we are saving for the nether boss fight. Ooh, big hit. Another 50 favor. Anything else of interest in this entire realm? There's a divination, the divination candle, but I'd rather just jump into this nether boss fight. Alright. Here goes. Right, this is gonna be Blacksmith Ianne. Well, hello there, friend. Fancy seeing you here. He winks with his left eye, followed by his right, but not at the same time. That's weird. He continues to wink with each eye back and forth. Before long, you're mesmerized by his blinking, and then he goes, yeah! And without warning, lunges at you with his hammer, directly aimed at your head. Your creatures intercept the attack. Well, good job, them. Let's see what we're dealing with. Blink of an eye. I see what they did there. Less damage for each time they took damage in the current battle. Maximum of 95% damage reduction. Okay, this could be devastating. This could be really bad. But we're going to be doing chip damage to them by using our macro, but I think we need to do this if for no other reason than we do need to raise our stats. That's just a thing that needs to happen. And should I just 40 million health. That is a lot of health. I think what we should do is I'm going to attack the blacksmith, or should I try and attack? They all have the same like health, like similar amounts of health. And I don't have a... Well, you know what? Let's try and take down this maniac mutant, because we've got a bit of an attack bonus against you. So this is going to be a real slog of a fight. Blood bursts as well. I think what's going to be important here is to cast Defile, to make sure that if they attempt to heal, just because doing damage is going to be so slow. More chip damage. And you're blind, which means you shouldn't try and reincarnate. You could attack a random enemy, but instead, what I want you to do is use Archangel's Blessing, heal our people. This could be a very long fight. It doesn't seem like they have any strong offense, but so what did we give you? We get okay. I think we have to do this. Like, only one of them took damage, which is actually kind of good for us. Okay. How are we gonna do? And oh, and our spell gems are sealed each time we use them. This could actually, if they start healing, it could actually help us out a lot. Finger of Death is there. Steel Storm is there. Let's hold on to those. Contagion. Yeah, let's take away their minion and give them debuffs. And let's go back to punching you in the face. Oh. So we did about 1,000,000 damage. And a bit of extra. What should we do with you? Well, you used Defile last time. And you're not blind, so you can use your macro. One of them took some chip damage, which means he's going to become stronger. Eventually, they will reach the maximum damage reduction, which is 95%. Okay. Oh, you're landing some... some big hits. I think you should carry on attacking this guy. Oh god, yeah. The provoking is really... it's really... Reincarnation is sealed, but you do have another reincarnation. No, you don't. Or do you? Do you? Do you? No, you don't. Yeah, you don't have. Okay, so what can we even do? Absolute corruption. Nah, just defend. Oh, and they're provoking. Which is just ruining everything. Okay. Can we do anything? We just don't have a... Yeah. I think this is just going to be a very And our spell gems are sealed after casting, which means let's try and take down this one. Oh. I guess we don't even have any choice as to who we attack. So what can the Dreadwhite do? Archangel's Blessing isn't really going to help us. Impending Doom is a great spell, but unfortunately, and I don't agree with this, you can't use it in boss fights because they're just immune to it. The reason I disagree with it is because I strongly believe that the trash mobs in boss fights should be eligible for one-hit kills via Impending Doom, but like only the boss should be immune. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I don't know why my Vivifier instantly died. And my Centaur Duelist is attacking all the wrong people, but I think we might get one kill. Which... okay. Corpse explosions. Each time they are... each time they're provoking, they're doing a bunch of nonsense. You know what? Cast Defile again? Oh, why are you immune? Why is the Valkyrie immune? Immunity. Why do you have immunity? Oh, it's because it's a buff that you have. Okay, well, you know what? Let's just attack somebody, I guess. I mean, we'll get their health down eventually. It'll happen eventually. Because they're not attacking us, they're just provoking. Eventually they'll hit their cap. By the way, our Centaur's damage theoretically should be scaling, but in practice their defense is scaling a bit higher than his attack. You know what you should do is, you should cast Arbitration. Yeah, just do that. Just do it like that. Is there anything we can do? Snared and poisoned? No. You cast Defile. Oh god. This is excruciating. Just defend. Just defend. Oh no, my Animatus is confused. This is actual garbage. So I wasted a turn. Alright. Centaur Duelist, what are you gonna do? Enemies with 40 million health and you're doing damage in the thousands. Well, at least you tried. Just defend. Just... oh god. Just defend, everyone. How was my Animatus confused? That's really confusing to me. Okay, this is what I was waiting for. Eventually, the game will, in combats that are going really long, the game will, make sure to push things along by increasing the damage that everyone takes. Are you serious right now. Stole our buffs with arbitration, and you can't even cast it because your gem is sealed. You can cast arbitration though, right? Surely? Yeah. So they stole our buffs, we stole them right back. Oh, this is a pretty, I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty annoying boss fight. Is there anything useful you can do? No, just defend. You know what? Yeah, just defend. Well, that was annoying. That was really annoying. Does anybody have any reincarnations left? You have one left, so it would behoove us to do this. Yes. Bringing our people back. Yeah, just defend and animate us. Like, someone's gonna be provoking, so just it doesn't even matter who you attack. Some good hits once again. And their blood bursts went to the... Are you serious right now? Oh, this is actually unfair. So we're not allowed to cast Impending Doom on them, but they can cast it on us? This is actually... Can we cast Impending Doom? Oh man, that was... Yeah, see, look at... Right at the bottom, where we cast Impending Doom. It says Immune Boss. Yeah, see, your Ebony Ant casts Impending Doom, Valkyrie. Is that... Are they resisting it or are they immune? Because this is pretty confusing. I mean, the battle history is hard to read just because of all this garbage that's going on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just immune because of the boss fight. And now we're doing no damage because all our stats are gone. Like, if the game's gonna do something like this, the way it should work is that Impending Doom simply doesn't work for either side. I don't think it makes sense for, like, just arbitrarily saying that it doesn't work, that enemies are immune to it, but we're not. That's just really obnoxious. And now there's no way we can win because they killed our animators. We lost all the stats that we were painstakingly building up. I mean, we're still doing damage. Oh, can we shut down this resurrection and get a corpse explosion? Why? Like, do they have good luck? Why did that resurrection not get shut down? Is another thing that I'm confused about. Can you kill this thing? Oh god. I'm gonna have to just forfeit this fight. God. 40% more damage. That actually kind of helps us. Assuming they don't do any nonsense like casting Blood Burst. I mean, we killed you like, for the second time. Corpse explosions are false beliefs. Is a bunch of garbage, to be sure. So you know what? Just provoke. Is this fight ever gonna end? Oh, they have barriers now. Can we arbitrate with you? Oh, you're just gonna cast Star Pact. That's yeah, that's fair. Right. So I just knocked out my earphones again. Dodged. Why? I think this fight is unwinnable. Yep, I mean, it's merciful that it ended, because because that was never gonna win. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna... Ooh, I clicked too fast. I'm gonna keep looking through... Ooh, that's a really good... Stats are swapped, that might help us. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the Arachnid Nest. I don't expect to beat the boss, but I'm just going to... Since I've gotten a 440% item bonus, just going to run around and try to grab as many things as we can. What are we dealing with? less damage dealt. Great. Stats are swapped might help us, and they don't have like a health bonus like they did last time. Without the health bonus, we might have been able to do some good stuff. But less damage dealt is a pretty bad debuff. Okay. Let's talk to Regalis, make our donation. Treasure Golem spawn chance, fantastic. Come on. And this area is infested with creatures that are difficult for my animators to fight. You know, we would have won that fight if it wasn't for impending doom. That is such a bunch of unmitigated garbage that they're allowed to cast a spell that they're just arbitrarily immune to. Like, it's not... I'm sorry, yeah. Eventually I'm gonna stop whining, but for now I'm just still very, very salty. We would have slowly whittled them down. We were doing several million damage per turn. They had 6 times 40 million, 240 million health. Snared is actually pretty good. 240 million health. We would have taken them down, right? It wouldn't have been quick, but it would have happened. Okay, we get a 10% health. That's nice. That'll help us. Are you serious? Come on. Why are they resisting our damage? That's really annoying. Okay, these corpse explosions should take these guys out. The one saving grace, I guess, is that we killed the master in that area. Which means there's no master to kill this time. Why are they dodging is what I want to know. What? Oh my god. The good thing is this time we don't have the annoying thing where our gems are sealed after casting, which means we can only cast anything a total of 1 time. Even if we had 30 charges, we can only cast it once. Really irritating. Really irritating. Right. Agile, leeching, this should just be a treasure for us. There are 3 more enemies wandering around before we... Blighted and poisoned is fine. We will, of course, blight our enemies again. Just to make sure they don't heal their way out. Okay, sleeping could help us at least get our situation sorted out in the early combat. And that's a mimic. And that's combat. You'll see the kind of treasure you get when you get into combat with this cocoon event. Excuse me? How many times in a row did you come back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row you had a 50% coin flip come in your favor. Color me very skeptical. You're not even supposed to have good luck. We're not supposed to have bad luck. So frankly, I don't understand. Nine times in a row you've come back. Well, now you understand why I have somebody in my party to shut down enemy resurrections. But even with that... I'm gonna check something. First of all, we get... like, all we get are, like, resources and creature parts. He resurrected 10 times in a row, and the only reason he stopped doing it was because he was resurrected too many times. He was trying to resurrect an extra time. You know what, I'm even gonna talk to this mimic. Oh, you... invisible. Why? You know what? Just because we have a high loot bonus, so we should at least try to... Oh, this less damage is really gimping us quite badly. Just, you know... Oh, okay. There's one thing I want to draw your attention to. So this happened previously as well. Where my centaur attacked, it went through the attack animation but nothing happened, and I was like, was it a bug? Or was it not? It turns out it's not a bug. If we look up, it's not a bug, but it's also not something that I'm convinced should be in the game. So if we look at, you know, where it says the duelist recovered health due to leeching, a few lines below that, it says that the Mimic has been damaged too many times in this turn. But the strange thing is, despite the fact that it says that, the Mimic continues to take damage after that, so... Like, clearly this is a mechanic in the game that enemies can only be damaged a certain number of times in a turn. I don't know why that would make sense. Like, I'm thinking of some in-world explanation as to why, like, in any combat, like, every enemy will somehow become invincible if they get damaged and like X number. It just doesn't make sense. It just feels very, very arbitrary. At least the other mechanic of, you know, enemies or like any creature can only be resurrected a certain number of times. That makes sense because otherwise, some battles would just never end, enemies would just keep resurrecting. This seems like it's on the other end, like where you would have done damage, it's artificially reducing damage and making fights go longer than they should. And really hurting builds that depend on doing multiple attacks in a turn. For reasons that, like, I'm not sure why that's there. Oh, hey, this definitely raises my spirits and makes me vindicated that I came here just to smash and grab some loot. We get a Luck Mantria card. Do we get another bonus? No, we don't, but I'll show you what the Luck Mantria set is. It's very interesting. One more will unlock the next bonus. Riddle dwarves have an additional chance to spawn, so that's a fun one. Doesn't help you in combat, but helps you indirectly in... Okay. Again, annoyingly, you are... Hang on, what if I cast Arbitration? Then can I just punch you to death? I think I can. Oh, why? Annoyingly, he dodged 2 hits, or else he would have been punched to death. And if I use my macro, you won't even take damage from the Dread White. Yeah, because the game has just decided that you've taken enough damage, enough instances of damage. That's the other annoying thing. Like, this Centaur Duelist, all he did was a bunch of low damage attacks, and then the enemy, and then the game's like, oh, no, you can't damage this creature anymore. Very bizarre limitation. This should kill you. Get wrecked. What do we get from the chest? Nothing interesting. Alright. All right. Still collecting materials. So I'm happy about that. And we found a card as well. Are there any big sections that we haven't been to? Kind of. Well, there's a buff, barrier, and more defense. Again, let's punch you to death. This should end the combat without us having to bleed it into a second turn. I'm ignoring these optional combats for now. All they're gonna give us is a bit of favor with Regalis, which is fine, but our favor with her is pretty high to begin with. And don't wanna... Where is this treasure? Over there. We'll go and pick up this treasure and okay, a low-level nether stone. I'm okay with that. You know, it's some extra piety, if nothing else. Another chest. So this is why you should definitely have your item bonus as high as possible. Even if all you get to do is, you know, loot a few chests and then the enemies kill you, at least you had a pretty good chance of finding... There's another enemy somewhere. Oh, he's just walking around. Let's leave you alone. We don't really need to engage with you. Let's try and see if we can fight this boss. It's probably not going to work. And when it inevitably doesn't work, what I will then do is I think I have a way of killing him. It's a cheesy way, but a way that I have used in the past with really annoying boss fights. They were asleep, but we woke them up. What I should have done was I should have cast Arbitration. And now you can use your macro as well. You should definitely also use your macro. As long as nobody does anything stupid like casting Impending Doom, we should be fine. You should cast Archangel's Blessing for the healing, just to make sure we don't get one-shotted by anyone. And they're not provoking, so that should make it easier for us to pick our targets. Trepidation White is a little bit annoying. Alright. Better damage for sure. Didn't kill anyone, but definitely a better show than what was going on in the last attempt. Once again, let's do some of this action. They are helping us out actually by killing our white, who does have a chance of coming back even on his own. Okay, now even our duelist, your damage is Can you take out this enemy? No, and it was a mistake attacking that enemy with those low-level hits, because now your damage reduction went up, but nevertheless, we were able to kill that enemy. Okay, now with the Rift Dancer, we're bleeding, and a few of our people are frozen. So what you should do is you should cast Antidote. You should also cast Antidote. Our Vivifier. And this is actually hurting us, because he's doing low damage hits to them, and based on how this boss's mechanic works, it is actually raising their damage reduction. But we're landing some very big hits as well. And again, some garbage happened. But, okay, how much total health do you have? 10 million. A lot more reasonable than the 40 million that we had previously. What do we want you to cast? How about... they haven't done any healing, so False Beliefs isn't going to help. How about just Cherub's Missile on the Trepidation White? And you can cast Absolute Corruption... No. We want them to have Mending, because Blight will... In fact, let's make sure their Blight lasts longer. You can... Germinate one on this one. Snare you. Once again, our duelist with his counterproductive... Why did you gain health? Oh, because you ran out of... Your Blight went away for some bizarre reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on attacking the Blacksmith. And he is actually dead. And the rest of them are following. Trepidation White is going to get some attacks, but you're dead. Why are you coming back? Like, seriously, why though? Why though? Why though? Just defend. Everyone just defend. You're not going to be able to do any extra damage to them this turn, so just defend. Just punch them to death. And finally, we've won. I wasn't expecting to win because of, well, because of the damage debuff we have in the Realm properties. But somehow, I think maybe stats being swapped helped us. Maybe it messed up their build a little bit. And for some reason, they weren't provoking, so they weren't using their build to the fullest potential. So they weren't getting those insane defense buffs with every turn. But anyway, we did it. We killed it. We didn't even have to use my cheesy method, which I'm happy about. And we completed this realm quest. We had to retreat to our, our favorite hunting ground, the Arachnid Nest. But, you know what? We did it, and we also get to hand in, we get to hand in the mission and then also place another guild. But before we do, let's go around, let's do some of these optional combats. Then the question is, do we want to do some... do we want to do some Divination Candle enemies? I tell you what. We're still working on these Efreet, who are being stubborn and not giving us their card. We are going first, or was it just because they were snared? think we are consistently going first, which means we should be able to kill 20 of them pretty easily. So let's summon another group of them and let's just vent our frustrations. Well, we're not frustrated anymore because we won, but I'm still a little annoyed at how the previous fight went. Like, there's just... The reason I'm annoyed at that previous fight was it started out, it seemed like a really unfair fight, them having that much health and also that defensive buff. But what annoyed me was, like, we found a way to kind of deal with it, do a few million damage per turn, but then and like we also buffed ourselves so they couldn't kill us easily, but then they one-hit killed us through a spell that the game arbitrarily makes them immune to, but not us. That was what really made me not a happy camper after that first fight. If they'd beaten me legitimately in some other way, like just, you know, using their attacks, using other spells that we could have also used, that would have not made me as upset. But the way it happened was, oh god, how are you still alive? The way it happened was what bugged me. But anyway, that's over now, and somehow we yeah, I was waiting to see whether that guy's resurrection would hold. It didn't. Yeah, but somehow we even beat this boss on a very high realm item modifier, which I'm happy about. We even found a card in this realm as a bonus. Will we find a second card? We've killed hundreds of these Efreet. But yeah, how long has this episode? More than an hour, I know. But it is a boss fight, so sometimes you expect it to run long. Yeah, this is the second boss fight, and both times we've had to do multiple attempts. That's just how it goes with your third fight against these Nemesis bosses when they are fully buffed. I will say though, I enjoyed the Kishi fight a lot more. Just because, and again, it probably depends on your build. There probably are builds that can easily deal with enemies that are trying to scale defense and damage reduction out of control. Although, like, a lot of the kind of equalizers, the counterweights against scaling defense and damage reduction out of control, a lot of them rely on one-hit kills, and if you're just arbitrarily declaring that not just the boss, but all of the other random minions in the boss fight are just immune to that, it would throw a wrench into a lot of those other builds as well. So you'd have to have a very specific build, I think, in order to turn that into an easy fight. Okay, somehow this enemy was tankier, so... yeah. Our corpse explosions didn't trigger, that's okay. That is okay, that is fine. Just 4 enemies remain. And then we'll be done. Again, why are you so tanky? But I think, yeah, we were able to just barely get enough explosion damage. Take you guys out. And there are a couple of you in this corner. Still no card, but you know what? We gave ourselves another 20 stabs at finding it. And it'll, oh, this is just the last regular enemy. And I think you can only have a maximum of 20 enemies in the realm. So we only had 19 stabs at the Efreet. Not 20. Here's the final one. Big hit. Should mean this ends quickly, and hopefully we can shut down your resurrection. Yes, we can. Fantastic. Quick look around. Anything we're leaving behind? Some batches of eggs below us, but I think these are the eggs that only give you resources. Like these ones. Yeah. Ooh, but we had a prophecy task. Ooh, frame rate. Frame rate issues while the game was figuring out what we'd just accomplished. Ooh, but these ones are giving us favors, so that's good. And we'll smash these as well. And let's take a look at our Rune of Prophecies. We completed this line. We need to do Keyforge. We need to do a whole bunch of things, but yeah, we haven't found a single Pandemonium Shrine since our Rune of Prophecies reset. Anyway, well, I guess I'll pick that up. Let's head back. Let's do what we need to do. We'll finalize that project, Nature Guild. And we're done building guilds. We have further projects, like we can start summoning god spawns, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I have summoned one of them, Capra, just to see what it was like, but I'll wait until we do the rest of them. There's one specialization that I have yet to unlock, but before I can do that, I'll have to summon an avatar type creature from fighting gods at the Gate of the Gods. You know, what I'll do is I'll start a hunt mission, just because I want to get the achievement for the hunt missions out of the way. So I'll just, yeah, random enemy, Generos. Just hunt you, and we are 5 out of 5 projects, yeah. When the other two guild projects end, then we can start doing our other regular projects. So let's go into decoration mode and place down this guild. That was the nature guild that we unlocked, right? Yeah, there it is. And is indeed same size as the other guilds that we've seen, so let's, yeah, we can take a look at it. We can't do any of the bounties because we've already accepted a bounty to kill like, the that target for the life guild. But anyway, and there's that. Was there anything else I needed to do? I think we're done. I think we are done. But yes, it was a tough episode, but that's just how it can go. Fortunately, it didn't take too many attempts. If it had taken 3... Oh, excuse me. I keep knocking my headphones out. If it had taken 3 or 4 attempts, then I would have gone into... this episode would have gone into territory where I'd have to edit it down or speed it up, but I think this is on the long side, but within the realm barely of what's acceptable in one episode. But yes, that is going to be all for this episode though. We did it. Killed another nether boss. And we're not done. Next episode we have a false god to fight, and I have no idea what to expect for that. But yeah, I am up for the challenge, and hopefully it ends up going... Hopefully it doesn't end up being a complete disaster, right? Let's have realistic expectations. Hopefully something good will happen. But anyway, this episode was actually pretty good. We found a couple nether stones, another card, killed the boss in the end, so accomplished our main objective, killed the master in Alexandria's realm, so yeah, we got a whole bunch done. Another tiny increment of progress, another tiny step in this huge epic journey towards 100% completion in this game. Yes, there is so much left for us to do, but hopefully you guys will join me for the next episode where we'll get a little bit more done. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a good time, and until the next one, take care.